Hey everyone, this is Edward from Mega Money Making Methods with yet another Fiverr case study. I think this one's going to be number 17. And this one I'm actually going to it's a pretty laid back one. It's going to be about making cartoon characters, specifically from the South Park TV franchise. I think they're in a whole bunch of other things now, but we'll just say TV franchise. Like, look at this one. I will turn you into a South Park character, fully customized with accessory, clothes, and every possible detail for $5. That sounds like a pretty good offer, I think. And when we look at the feedback down here, you see that 13 people have given this guy $5 in order to do this job. You know, and that might not sound like all that much, but it is still pretty darn good, I think. And I got a few other examples of this same gig, just in different words by different people. This one's by, I think it's Donnie. I'm horrible at the names. Actually, I'm going to ask my wife real quick. How do you say this?
I would assume Andy O'Neill or something.
Let's say Andy O'Neill real quick. Alright. I will create a cool chibi cartoon, South Park inspired avatar. And chibi, if you don't know, is actually South. I think it literally translates over to cute deformed. I think it's deformed. No, I think it's deformed. But anyway, let's get back on this one. Yeah, which is what the whole South Park art style is anyway. But as you can see with this guy, he has numerous example, like work samples over here, which you can see in that. He does pretty good work. And I think the spots in the hair are actually to do with the way Fiverr compresses images, rather than it being something on the artist's end. And this guy has 36 positive reviews for this, so we can guess, based on like my experience, 80% of people gave feedback that, let's say, maybe he got 40, maybe 50 orders, for doing this kind of gig. And the final one I'm going to show you over here is actually this fella over here. I will make South Park cartoons for promoting with text or just for fun for $5. Same thing over here. Pretty simplistic, I think. And here's a work sample for him. And he has 15 positive reviews for doing all this. Like, when we look at all the feedback over here, people are pretty darn happy with that. Nice work, nicely done. Two other buys I recommend using a photo where clothing is a little bit more detailed than just a plain shirt. I chose especially for people who don't have interesting hair. Good job by the artist. And all this cool thing, all these really good feedbacks for doing this kind of gig. And let's see, awesome, thank you. And this one's for, I think it's See Me Pa. Over here. So as you can see, there's a lot of people that would really like to give, at least $5 in order to do this. And the whole reason I actually bring up this subject is because, you might think you can't reasonably actually do the artwork, because like how exactly you don't know how to go in like Photoshop and make it, even though it's simple. But in reality, most of these people aren't actually doing the work itself. They aren't going into like Photoshop or MS Paint and making the individual characters and whatnot. They're using freely available software that you can look around online and just find. It really is literally as simple as going on to like Google and looking up, you know, South Park characters. Like literally, the first one that I found on like my search engine I use is DuckDuckGo. I love doing it. Is customsouthpark.com. Create your own South Park character. And once we go here, you see, they give you a blank, like a default avatar, and you can add various things. So literally, the person could send you a photo of themselves, and say, they have kind of spiky hair. You choose, a spiky hair, example over here. Pick the color that you want the hair to be, black. If they somehow have blue hair. You know that. And then you just go down the list of stuff. Like what kind of mouth, you know, tongue, sad face, open mouth, whatever, eyebrows. Well, okay, I'm just pretty much having fun over here. It's, I'm gonna put a mace over there, and yeah, that's how I look in the mornings. But anyway, yeah, they're literally using a software that's freely available online and presenting it as a product to the Fiverr marketplace. And the reason I bring that up is because while the feedback might not allude that they're making a lot of money off of this, because let's say they got 30 positive feedback, kind of like this, or 30 orders, I should say, and they're getting $4 per pop, and pretty much they're walking away from the table with $120. Doesn't sound like much, but if it's literally you get the photograph and you spend maybe a minute or two doing this, clicking the save button over here, and then giving it right on back, that is easy money. $4 for 5 minutes worth of your time. I make that trade like any day of the week. And since really the cost of you doing this is little to nothing, you need to have a computer, access to the internet, which if you're making money on Fiverr, you'd be doing anyway. Then this is a great gig for you to get started. And it has the, let's say, the presentation of it is like you're a great artist. You might want to do it by hand. You might want to put your own unique perspective or twist on it if you want. But really, it's clear cut, it's simple, and it's so easy to do. And I'm surprised not more people are doing it. It won't pay. It won't pay an extremely high amount, but it'll pay you enough. Because literally, if I told you right now that if I'll tell you how to make a gig that will take you no more than 2 to 3 minutes to complete, and over the course of the next 3 to 4 months is going to put $100 or $200 in your pocket, would you take me up on that offer? I mean, I think that's literally what I'm saying right now. Well, there you go. Yeah, creating cute, slightly unorthodox South Park characters for case studies and whatnot. And I hope you got a lot of value out of it. And okay, until next time, I'll see y'all later.